Yo, yo, yo.
What's
What's going
up?
on? It's connected by the hip.
Healing in progress. We back, hippies.
Yes, it's your girl Alyssa.
It's me, Jasmine. How y'all doing?
What's going on, Jazzy J?
Whew, girl. The holidays are over. It's the night before everybody has to go back to work. Um, I'm doing as good as one could be on a Sunday night. What about you?
Real. I've been off of work for almost 2 weeks and I am sad about going back.
Okay, so I haven't been off for 2 weeks, but I've been off for 1 week. And I can honestly say that although I love my job, I love what I do, I'm not feeling setting my alarm in the morning. Like, I want to be home and have my coffee at 9 and plan ideas for the podcast. This is the space that I'm trying to be in for the rest of my life.
I
Not
know, waking
going to
up
work.
early,
Yes.
putting on this face for your coworkers, being
Yes.
professional.
I'm not, but I'm grateful, happy for the
Oh
income,
yeah,
happy for the
for sure.
opportunity. But also, I think, I'm ready to venture out and just live a different life.
When we gonna start that?
We put in the work now. I mean, we sit here on this Sunday night, working on this podcast, getting the healing going so we can keep this empire going. So I think it's coming
Come
soon.
on, Empire. Come on.
Empire
Come on, Empire.
coming soon. I told you
So
we
what?
already got something big for next year, so we got to
Oh
get it
yeah.
in motion.
Oh yeah. We doing the legwork right now.
That's right. That's right.
So what's going on in your world besides going to work or in the world?
Um, hmm. I checked out. Let me see. We've been on break, so I've been catching up with all my shows. I finally started back watching Queen Sugar. We checked out King.
I haven't caught up with that.
Oh, girl, I just started catching up. So I can't believe I left it for so long, and it's actually taking me back because this episode or this season of Queen Sugar, it takes you back to when the pandemic first hit. And
Mm,
so that's a man to think that it's already been what going on 2 years since we've been, life's been different.
it has, and time has flown.
Mm-hmm.
I was losing it during the. I don't miss that time.
You don't see, and I guess
Mm-mm.
that's because you live by yourself, so it's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
different. With me, I was very postpartum during the time.
Mm.
I had my well, she wasn't a newborn, but she was only a couple months
She
old.
was definitely new.
She was new. I was trying to figure out who she was, and my
Mm-hmm.
husband was here all the time, but I was still having to work, still having to teach. It was joy for me because although like all of that was happening, I'm an introvert by nature, so it was
Oh
nothing
yeah.
for me to throw on a
Yeah.
t-shirt, get on the Zoom, do a lesson.
Nope.
um, you know, but my mental health declined. My mental health definitely declined. So I know that's not the move either. But I mean, it was kind of I enjoyed the freedom that although I felt like we were locked in, I felt like I had more freedom to do what I wanted to do with my day than I do now. Now it's I know for sure I gotta be here this time, this time, this time. I'm punching the clock, but at least during that I was kind of free to pick and choose and get things done as my body felt ready to do it. If that
That makes sense. Can't relate.
makes can't relate. Can't relate.
I can relate to the mental health declining.
Yeah,
I'm just being silly.
I
But
know.
as far as like, punching the clock, I still work from home. So
Mhm.
it's still a journey for me.
Yeah,
I gotta force myself to do different things and not go crazy over here.
for real.
Or else you're gonna have to come visit me in a mental institution.
Oh,
Because
girl.
no ma'am,
But
I'm
at
over
least things
here.
are open, so now you at least get that opportunity to go be social and
Oh yeah, that's why
get
I'm
that
outside
energy
every
out
weekend.
outside.
That's because I'm in this house staring at these four walls Monday through Friday. So whenever someone hits me up, I jump at that opportunity.
I can imagine. And see, I think it's different for me because, like I said, now that work is open, I'm barely home. Like for the time I'm home, it's just enough time to make sure my daughter eats, chill with her for a little bit, get her ready for bed, go to sleep, do it all over again. So I'm never here. So of course on the weekends, when people are like, "Oh, let's do this, hey," I'm like,
Yeah, no, you need time
I
for
want to stay
yourself.
home.
Yeah, understood. That makes sense. So you want to get right on into the tea for today?
Let's get into it. What's the topic? Where are we going this time?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about being a control freak.
I think today is going to be one of those episodes where I do a lot of the listening because I'm still struggling with releasing that control or the need to
Me
be.
too, shoot. So you want me to set the stage or you
Yes, go ahead. Take us there.
Man, why I gotta start? But
Because
okay.
I feel like you're a little bit further in your control journey than your girl. Your girl has to even let go of the control to get on the journey.
Nah, I think you just giving me too much credit because
I give credit where it's due.
let me clear my throat.
Get ready. You silly.
So for me, this control thing is it is one of my least favorite qualities of myself. So this is a little painful for me to talk about. But I'm gonna try to be not as scattered as my mind can go when I'm talking about control. So I'm gonna go on a little tangent, but I'm gonna try not to. I don't know, but let me just dive in. Whatever.
Okay, whatever.
So I grew up as this little kid where my mama was like, "If you don't bring home straight A's, your ass in trouble." So I'm like, "All right, bet, A's and B's or whatever." So as I grew up into an adult, that standard followed me. And so now I don't have my mom in my ear saying, "Hey, you need these straight A's," or "Hey, you need to do this by the book." No, it's already drilled in my mind. In my mind, I'm like, "Oh, it has to be perfect. It has to go this way. It has to go this way, or else I'm going to lose my shit." And for me, that's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Because life shows us time and time after again that you are not in control of shit. So therefore, you need to learn to roll with the punches, or else you're going to get dragged. So for me, when things are not perfect, quote unquote, I'm cringing. In my mind, I'm cringing. Oh my God, it's not perfect. Oh my God, it did not go my way. What's wrong with my way? Because in my mind, my way is the best way, right? Because I'm so structured, right?
Yeah.
When really, in some cases, I'm doing myself a disservice because I am clinging on to this control word. And I personally don't like it because I've been made aware of it over the course of the last few years, but really this year, I really saw how damaging it can be and how painful it is for others to experience it from me. So, for example, it could be, me setting this super rigid boundary and people feel like they got to walk on eggshells now because I'm trying to control the atmosphere. And that's painful for them to feel.
Right.
And so, like, for me to see it, feel it, I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm uptight and that I don't know how to let loose. And, everyone knows me that truly knows me, knows that I'm the silly friend. And so for me to be a control freak and to be the silly one, it don't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like it. It's my least favorite quality. I mean, it has some positive traits, even though I'm picking it apart. It has some positive traits, but overall, being controlling is it's a very shitty characteristic. And sometimes it really keeps you from the things that you truly need when you're not learning how to flow a little easier. And also when you're trying to control things, it just makes those lessons or those trials harder to accept because you're not letting them be because you're trying to control the narrative or control the outcome, control someone's perception, control whatever. Only thing I can control is my attitude towards a situation. And sometimes I feel like I can't do that. But I'm rambling now, but
girl, you're not.
It's to let you know how I'm feeling about control.
You are preaching.
I'm cringing at the thought of the conversation.
The whole time you were talking, like I had so much, not even anxiety. Like it was so much pressure and tightness in my chest because I just don't want to. I don't want to dig into my control issues. The more you were even like breaking it down from your perspective, it was really, really touching upon some things in me that I think right now I'm just now getting to it. So you guys have to bear with me as I shuffle through this. But the more I heard you talk, I really do feel like a lot of my control issues stems from the fact that I have trust issues and I don't trust people to operate the way that I'm going to operate. And so I feel like if I control and hold on to the narrative, nothing can happen that I don't want to happen because I'm always in charge of it. I don't have to worry about somebody letting me down. Why is it that I feel like somebody's going to let me down and going to take me to a place that I have no control of the situation? I'm going to be helpless because now I'm at the mercy of somebody else. I know I have pride issues as well, and I think that's what like I'm feeling like the restriction in my chest right now is because I never want to feel like I'm at the mercy of someone else. I never want to feel like I need someone to get something done. And so if I'm holding on to control and I'm the one you have to come see, I'm the one who's in charge, I'm the one running the show, then everybody else is at the mercy of me. And I trust myself to know that I'm going to do the right thing for the people, but I don't trust that other people are going to do the right thing for me. So I never lose control. And if I do lose control, it's like a panic attack instantly because now it's like I can't breathe. What's going to happen? Oh my gosh, I don't know. You were talking about going with the flow. Going with the flow, like I feel like I will pass out if I try to go with the flow because where's the flow taking me? Like where's the next stop? Okay, if I get to this stop, how do I get back on the path that I was supposed to go instead of okay, obviously the path was for me to get it this way, but I'm holding on so tight to get back to my original concept. And like I said, the more and more I keep sitting with this and I'm trying to understand like why I struggle, it's the trust. I don't trust and I don't want to be at the mercy of someone else. And that is
goodness gracious. Golly. Damn.
Girl, shots. Shots fired.
Man, like going with the flow with certain things, certain people, it really does give me anxious vibes. But I have gone with the flow, you know, like with certain friends that don't make plans. And things turned out to go really well, very epic. You know how like sometimes you could over plan something and it's crappy. But when you don't plan something, it turns out to be exceptional. Like I can do it sometimes, but sometimes I genuinely cannot do it.
Girl, most times I can't do it. Listen, me and my husband have a anniversary trip planned for January. His plan was we were going on an anniversary trip. My plan was we're going to go on the anniversary trip. We're going to get there on a Friday. That Friday night, we can just get settled in, get food for the house. Saturday morning, we get up, we do a little brunch. Like, I had the weekend plan, and he stopped and he looked at me and I was like, what? Did you already make plans? And he was like, no. He was like, it's just crazy the way your brain works. He was like, because that was my plan. My plan was we were going to go to Colorado and see what happens. And he's like, and here you are. He's like, you don't even want to see what happens. You want to go on with the plan. I was like, yeah, because that's what you do when you go on a trip. You have to plan what you're going to do, because how are you going to have a good time? And he was like, because the good time is just going to happen. And I was just like, no, I'm not trying to hear it. And so to hear you even say that, like, I can't even give up control for a trip. That wasn't even my idea. Like, I need to be in control of it. Not that I don't trust, but is it that I don't trust?
Relatable.
Girl.
Super relatable.
Girl.
That's why, like, with certain trips, when I do go on them, I'll try not to plan them as much, as hard, because things happen. Like, what if, my flight delayed? What if I had reservations? Or what if I, get too drunk and I fall asleep and I miss the entire day? I don't know.
Right. And that's
but things happen. And so I'm trying to, or I am learning to roll with these punches, but it is a very difficult concept for me to grasp. It truly is. And I wish that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I truly wish that it wasn't. Yeah. I wish that I could just go with the flow and just be a little bit more free. Like, I feel like I'm free now, but I would truly, truly, truly be free if I let go of the control aspect, or let go of the need to want to control,
Oh, girl, I keep, like, every time I talk, like, I feel lighter, but then you start talking and then I'm just like, oh, it's another level.
Sorry. Blame the Scorpio moon. Oh, Scorpio moon vibes.
You are hitting me.
And I think another thing with the whole control that I did struggle with in the past, and that I feel like I'm releasing now, is not really worrying about this whole good girl image that people have painted of me. And when I don't live up to that, to not be fazed by it as much. Because I remember, in my younger years, when I was perceived in anything less than a good girl, right, or anything unrelated to it, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm a terrible human. How am I going to live? What do I do from here? And so now I'm trying to release this whole, because to a certain extent, I still care about what my family and my friends kind of think. To a certain extent, but I am slowly getting to that point where it's like, man, you know what? I don't care what y'all think. You know what? I don't care. Because whatever they've perceived in their mind, I cannot change that.
Right.
And if I do try to change that, they're going to form something else.
Right.
So why not just be me from jump?
Yes.
And so that is the concept that I'm grasping now. That it's hard, but since I've been practicing it more and more, it's getting easier for me to be like, huh? You tripping. And so with all of that I just said, it's basically taking me to be comfortable within myself, for me to not really truly care about what people think about me, and to not try to control whatever narrative that I want to put, that I want people to perceive me as.
I love
because at the end of the day, go ahead.
No, go.
Because at the end of the day, what these people think of me is none of my business.
Girl.
That's their personal problem.
Girl.
So if you perceive me like anything that is not positive, then that's on you. Sorry, not sorry. That's on you.
Yes.
So anyway, so back to you.
That's exactly where I was going with this. I was really happy that you actually brought that up about, a part of that control is wanting to control the narrative. Like, I know for me, again, that goes back to the trust, because I don't trust that you're gonna understand the situation like I do, or you're gonna understand my intent. And so you may think something about me that I don't want you to think, or you may feel some way that I don't want you to feel. So I want to control the whole narrative. And that comes with a lot of, because now I'm worrying about your perception. I want your perception to be my perception. And that's not the case. It's never going to be that way. I have to be comfortable with the person that I am. I have to do the work on myself and get so caught up and so focused in the things that I have the control over, which is myself, that I'm not concerned about other people's thoughts about me. Because, like you said, it's really not my business. Like, how you feel about me, your opinion of me, what you think I do, how you think I act, that's all for you to keep. Like, you have to keep that in your mind space, not me. But if I'm trying to keep in my mind space myself, how I act, but also how Johnny and Sue think about me, or how my coworkers feel about me, or how the lady in Kroger sees me, like, that's too much. I don't have the space. But when I try to make the space, then I start reacting negatively, because now I'm taking in too much that doesn't even belong with me. I have to let all that go and just focus in on self, and get, like I said, get so wrapped up in what self is doing for the betterment of my life, that I'm not really concerned with controlling the way you're going to see me, or, oh, I don't want to do that because they might think this about me this time. Like you said, they're gonna think what they want to think anyway. So now you're gonna think what you want to think anyway, and I'm gonna be unhappy about it, because I'm trying to make sure that the way I'm presenting myself is the way you want to see me. And like you said, it's never gonna be that way, because even if I change to be the way you want to see me, you'll think I need to be something else, and it's a never-ending cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and it's not worth it. So, like, really doing that work on my inner self and my inner journey and my inner peace is what's going to help me release the need to want to control the narrative of, other people's perception.
For sure. And it's really a lot of inner child work too, because I think for me personally, I'm the oldest child, going through the oldest child syndrome is what I like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I had a lot of responsibility at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
That included, getting my brothers and sisters ready for school, cooking them stuff when we got out of school, cooking them breakfast possibly on the weekends, getting us on the bus, making sure we got home to and from the schoolhouse, latchkey kid type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, whenever my mama would be at work, making sure the kids was good. And so then that carried over into, me moving out on my own. So now I'm this independent woman. And so it's like, oh, I gotta do things on my own. I'm handling mine. I'm trying to survive out here. And so now this control thing becomes an issue in my relationships, whether it be romantic or platonic, technically. But for the men, it's like, I want to control everything, every little piece of detail, and that presents a problem in those romantic relationships. That's what I've noticed in my friendships. Just wanting to control something as simple as me picking the brunch spot. And so now, since since I'm working on it, well, what do you think? Well, I'm open to hearing to what you're saying. And with the men, that's just a work in progress, because I'm just not the type of woman that's going to go with the flow with you. I just need to know what we're doing off top. I don't think that's silly, and that's something that I can't bend on. That's a real boundary. That's a real thing for me. I'm not going with the flow with you. Is you trying to date me for real or not? Is you trying to commit or not?
Right.
I feel like that, nothing's wrong with that. But, whatever. No, it is no shade against the women that do like to go with the flow with their men. Right. It's just something that I can no longer do. I'm gonna go with the flow and be in a situationship for 4 years. I didn't went on a tangent, child. How we went from inner child to that.
But you know what?
I had to go through that timeline.
Listen, the whole time you and I'm so nervous that I'm here because I didn't think I was getting here where I'm getting ready to go, but now I know why I'm here now. So you were talking about inner child and how, we got to do that work in with our inner child, and that's going to kind of it kind of shows us why our issues are where they are. And
Oh
so
yeah, for sure.
I said off jump that I was just like, for me with my control issues, it's that trust and never wanting to be at the mercy of another person. And so I
Mm-hmm.
have to always control the issues. I have to always control it. And as you were sitting here talking about that inner child, instantly it clicked. It's like the light illuminated the situation. So trigger warning, because this is the video and I can't really put, our commercial where I can, but this is the trigger for anybody. So tread carefully with this one. As a child, I was sexually molested for years. And for so long, I blame myself. I said it was me, it was this, blah, blah, blah. Of course, as I got older, I'm looking back, I'm doing the work and I'm healing. I get it. But now I see, like, I need to be in control because I have to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again. Not that it could, not saying that it can't, but now I'm in such a better space that I know it's not going to happen. But I'm now trying to control it so that little girl in me never is at the mercy of someone else, or I never feel like someone else was, if I left somebody else in charge, because in my mind, the adults were in charge and the adults did not do what they were supposed to do. So I'll never be at the mercy of someone not doing what they were supposed to do in order for my life to go forward. And now I'm sitting here and like literally, like I can feel the release from my neck up. That it's like, yep, there it is. That's why you struggle with control, because now you're afraid to trust that somebody else is gonna do something and things are gonna be okay for you. And now that I said it, I'm just like,
yeah, my eyes are watering.
oh, girl,
Goodness gracious.
feel
Thank you for
like
sharing
I
that.
feel light. Dang, oh my, thank you for setting the space for me to get that off my chest, because I told you the whole time you were talking, I was just like, I'm feeling so tight about talking
Yeah.
about this. And there it is. That's why I'm struggling with that, because I didn't want to feel that way. But now I have to tell the little girl, we're safe now. Like, we've done the
Yeah.
work. We're here. We're protected. God carried us through it. Like, we're elevated so much further from that person who, couldn't trust people or couldn't trust that the adults around you were going to do the right thing. Now you're the adult. Now you're
I
doing
know.
it.
I
And so,
know.
ooh, I feel good getting that off my chest. I
Goodness
don't know about
gracious.
y'all out there,
That
but I
was
feel
heavy.
really good. It was heavy. I'm sorry.
That
I'm
was
so sorry.
heavy.
I needed to. Usually, I would prep you and
Man, you
see if
just
you.
gut punched me.
Oh, I'm
You
so
hit me in the
sorry.
gut with that
I'm
one.
so. Oh, girl, I needed.
I
Ooh,
wasn't prepped for that, y'all.
y'all.
But it's okay. Like,
Ooh,
this is a safe place.
yes.
I wanted to piggyback off of the childhood
Yes.
because a lot happens in that, and that's how we're truly molded, like you said, into being the women that we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for me, when I started growing up, it's like, oh man, you're so hard, you're so this and you're so that. And I'm like, I don't know how not to be that way because I've had to always do certain things as a second mom, quote unquote.
Mm.
And that's a very hard thing to it's a very hard thing to reparent yourself and to, like you said, to tell yourself it's okay, you're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
But I get triggered every time someone's telling me, oh my God, you're being controlling, or oh my God, you're being so hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
triggering for me because I'm aware of that. And I know that that's something that I want to change. But I also know that that is not an easy thing to change. And that's why I get triggered because I'm like, man, why can't I change it? I want to change it like now.
Right.
So baby steps. That's really all I can do. baby steps and keep doing the work on myself to become super in tune and not to the point where, I gotta control that narrative.
Right.
It's always so much work to do. And I know I say that every episode. But I'm tired of doing work.
Girl. I think
tired.
Because we have to, first of all, we have to give ourselves some grace and understanding that
I know.
we didn't get like this just yesterday. We didn't get like this a month ago, a year ago. We developed or we became this way after years of just bad habits and bad experiences and past traumas that we just didn't deal with. So, it's going to take a little work. And what I've been telling myself more recently, or trying to tell myself more recently, in the moments when I feel like I'm tired of doing the work, I've been healing myself. I keep fixing this and fixing that and trying to change this and getting better here. But in the moments when I do feel stuck, I try to tell myself that these are the moments that God wants me to sit and look at where I came from. Like he wants me to get quiet and reflect and look within myself and really say, girl, you're getting there. Like you're doing the work, and be happy and be present in this part of my journey, because I won't ever be here again. Like the next time I have to reflect, I'll be on a different level. But I have to give myself that grace and that space to say, it's okay that right now I feel like I don't want to do any more work. And that may be okay for the moment. I don't have to do any more work right now. Right now, I just have to reflect and give myself some time. Then, another situation will happen and I'll move from there and I'll keep going from the next time. But on the times when you just feel like, you know what, it's been too much, it's okay to just be like, all right, I'm going to just sit still. I'm going to just take it by, second by second, minute by minute until, it's time.
I know. Eventually, one day, I will not cringe at making mistakes. I would just make them and just be okay with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like do I make mistakes though? I feel like I'm perfect. Like, what mistake I done made? No.
Oh, right.
I am getting better at that whole making mistakes and just flowing, but still cringing at it.
Yeah.
I'm still cringing at it. Like, instead of being like, oh, well, I did it. Like, let me, work on whatever I need to work on and just push through.
Right.
Day by day. Day by day, because I'm still cringing, trying to rationalize, trying to find a solution, trying to, do things by the book when really there's no such thing.
No, who said?
No one has the answers. No one has the formula.
No. And no one can have all that, because there is no one else like who you are. So
right,
even if they have the formula for themselves, you don't have the formula for Alyssa. You don't have the formula for
Jasmine.
Don't. So the Jasmine don't have the formula. So, and you know what? It's crazy that you said this, because over the Thanksgiving break or whatever, I don't remember the exact situation, but I think my sister, she was saying something like, oh, because I know who you are. That's why I knew you were going to say that. And when she said it, I don't know where the confidence in me came from, but instantly I was like, no, you don't know who I am. You know who I was. You don't know who I am now, because I don't even know who I am now. Like, I've been doing so much of the work that sometimes I don't even recognize myself, because I'm just like, girl, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
So just even that, telling yourself like all that stuff before, that was the old. That was Jasmine of the old. You know what I'm saying? I'm changing. I'm different. So no one can give me the blueprint of how to do it this way or how to be the perfect version of Jasmine, because she doesn't even exist
yet. Yeah. I feel like my eyes are watering right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not know that was where I was going tonight. This was not in our prep call. This was not even, this version of this episode is not even the version that we even.
And my eyes were getting watery because the control thing, I truly do not like it. But apparently, if I want to get better at it, maybe I just need to make it my friend so it won't be so dislikable. Like, make friends with it so it can be easier to digest. Um, because I really don't like that. I really don't like it. That's why I'm like, I don't know. It's just the least favorite quality. Um, Sometimes I just don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I can see. You know how like you can, me and you, we feel people's energy very deeply. And so I can see that, feel that, and I don't like the looks that I can see from them on their faces when I'm controlling something.
Right.
You know?
You feel the energy of the shift.
Gross. It's a very gross feeling.
But then what happens? What do we usually do? We usually get harder on ourselves because now we want to change the way they're feeling, and we can't shake that. Like I can't. I'm already going crazy now. How do I stop myself from being crazy?
Yeah, and oh my gosh, I don't like it.
Control is a lot.
I don't like it.
Like even this, the fact that I can't control the way this episode is going. Yeah, well, go ahead with the being aware. Go ahead with the being aware.
True, and we can't. I did not expect for that episode, for our episode to dive in it like that. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. I was just kind of scattered. I was scattered, but here we are talking about control.
Talking about control and how
even like I'm having to learn to release control even with just the podcast, and having to do it with another individual and listening, being open to your ideas, because naturally you're going to want to say no because it didn't come from you, right? And so I'm like, whenever you send me something and I automatically want to say no, I ask myself, why are you saying no? It's legit a good idea. And then that's when I'm like, you're tripping. Like, you just want to be in control. So I've been having the conversations with myself. And that's when I be like, you know what? Just do it. Like, just let her present this idea, because when I present an idea, having to release control in this aspect with the podcast too. That's all I got right now.
Girl, that you I feel like we've been, for a lot of these last couple of moments, we've been kind of jumping over each other, but I think we're jumping over each other because we're both feeling the exact same emotion at the same time. Because I was just about to say, even with different things, when we're sharing ideas back and forth, or you make a suggestion and I make a suggestion, a lot of times, and I'm just so glad you said it, a lot of times you'll say something and I'll just want to be like, I want to do it this way.
Yes.
For
oh my God.
reason other than
I'm annoying.
I just want to do it this way. Like the way you want to do it is perfectly fine. It's nothing other than, yeah, that's cool, is what I should say. And it's what I say. But I don't know why instantly in my brain I would be like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I love the idea. We always go with the idea. And I was gonna say, we never really have any issues where we're like, no, let's do this, or no, I don't like that, let's do this. We collaborate really well, but it's always that initial reading, and I'm just like,
yeah,
let me think about it.
I do the same, and I legit have to stop and check myself, because I'm like, but why?
Right.
Unless I genuinely have a question,
right,
that I need an answer to, that's unrelated. But when I be saying no off top in my brain, I'm like, that's silly.
It definitely is. And but it's that control.
So
it's the control.
It is. I'm jealous of people who don't struggle with that.
Me too. Like, what's the secret? Give me,
you sorry bastards, because I'm trying to be
Y'all don't care
Like
enough.
that.
Y'all don't care. Y'all not invested. Y'all don't.
Right. Man.
But you know what? I really sometimes I think I think it's the inner, like, people who don't struggle with confidence. I want to say confidence. People who don't struggle with control, I think they genuinely have this superior level of confidence that I don't have, because they trust that no matter which direction things go in, they're going to be able to get themselves out and get themselves where they need to go. So they have no problem with rolling with the punches, going with the flow, stop, dropping, and rolling down the street if they have to, because they trust in their ability to be okay. And
that's true.
You know, how do I purchase some of this superior level confidence?
How do I purchase this subscription, man?
Is it on Amazon? Because I'd be willing. I'd be willing.
Real Amazon Prime it to my doorstep.
Overnight. Can I get the overnight service?
But yeah, like you said, it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You know, you accidentally said confidence, but it's truly a confidence thing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times in my mind, I think that I'm confident, but sometimes it's fake confidence. You know, I'm just putting on. Right. And I'm aware that some of it can be a little fake confidence because I don't want to appear as if I'm insecure. But in some areas of my life, I am technically, if I'm being honest.
I technically, mostly.
Yeah, like, yeah, I do feel insecure that I can't control the narrative, or I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I don't know. It's the I don't know for me. It's
the I don't know. Oh my gosh, it's the I don't know. It's the uncertainty. It's the uncertainty. And again, it goes back to trust. Because I have hearing God's voice so clear in my head. I know God be saying, "Can you just trust me? Can you just trust that I know what I'm doing? Can you just, I made you. Can you sit now? Like, I got this. Yeah. Can you trust me?" And I'm like, I trust you, God, but also, hey,
I want to do it this way.
I want to go this way. Oh my gosh. Here's a funny, like, because I gotta get this lightened up. But my husband's trying to teach me how to play a video game. And I don't know how to play the video game, but he's trying to teach me how to play the game. And he's like, if you want to shoot, you gotta press this one. And I legit was like, but I don't want to press this one. I want to press this one to shoot. And
I cannot with you.
But that's not the way you play it, Jasmine. You have to play this one. And the whole, like, we ended up getting into a whole argument because he was like, I don't understand what's your issue. I'm telling you this is how you shoot, but then do it your way. And I was like, okay, I will do it my way, because it was just the placement of my fingers. I wanted my fingers to position a certain way. Psycho, because why would I even think that I could make something happen that wasn't even in its plan? So again, I know God be like, hello, this is my game. Like, this is my show. I don't even need you telling me your part. You don't even know your part. Do you know what I want you to do yet? Girl, listen.
So since you mentioned Kevin, how do you go with the flow in the marriage? Because being a controlling woman, that's detrimental in anything, really. So I guess start from like the beginning, like when you were younger to now. So if you can, if you're able.
I can. And I'm gonna be honest, when we were younger, it was easier for me to go with the flow. But I think it was easier for me to go with the flow because when I first started out with my husband, I had this different level of confidence. Like, it was an honor for you to meet me. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those. So it's like I could go with the flow because I knew I was gonna be okay regardless. It didn't matter. It was all about me. You know, somewhere along the way, you know, just life changes. I gained a lot of weight. I went through a lot of different things mentally. You know, I did lose that confidence, and you know, I struggled to go with the flow, and it wreaked havoc on our relationship because it turned into, I just didn't trust him when I had no reason to not trust him. But up here, I couldn't release it, and so I had to be in control of everything. The only saving grace was one, of course, God, but the biggest saving grace was my husband is a very go with the flow type guy. He doesn't care to be in control of every situation. Um, Almost because he has this level of confidence where he's gonna make it happen. Like no matter what the situation is, he's gonna make it happen. So he always trusted that my plan was gonna be what was best for our plan. If that makes sense. So he didn't give me much pushback. It didn't rock our relationship too much, but it rocked our relationship because it was doing something to me up here because I wasn't trusting him to make any decision. And then it turned into I just don't trust him. I don't want to be at the mercy of him. I don't. And so we had a rough patch. Then we had my daughter, and I realized, wait a minute, like there is no predictable way to do this. Like I gotta trust that he's gonna do what he said he's gonna do. He's gonna lead, and it's gonna be okay if he leads. I'm trusting that he knows how to take us where we need to be taken because right now I'm losing it here. Like my postpartum was so bad, mentally I was, dealing with a lot of things before I started my healing journey. So mentally I wasn't okay, but I had to trust and have enough faith that my partner could lead. And when that started happening and he realized that I was releasing that need for control, we kind of found our balance and we made it work. But it had to take a lot of communication. I'm an over communicator. And so I was informing of everything and expecting him to inform me. And at first, it felt like to him like, oh, she don't trust me because I have to check in and tell her every little bit, let every little thing or every little detail. But when he finally understand, okay, this is her way of releasing control because now she's aware, and the more she's aware, she's gonna be comfortable. The more she's comfortable, then she's not gonna trip and she's not gonna worry. And then before you knew it, it was like butter. We don't struggle with it. I mean, it's not fairy tales and all magic and wishes or anything like that. It's gonna still have our bumps and we still have our issues. But for the most part, we're able to trust that if I'm not in control, you got it. If you're not in control, I got it. If we're not in control, we got it, and
Yeah.
that's how we make it.
Okay.
But it's a
Queen. It's a work in progress, like you said. So let's shift gears and get into our word of the week.
Word of the week.
So you'll start, Jazzy J.
Yes, my word of the week. I kind of said it a few times throughout this episode, and initially it wasn't going to be my word of the week, but now I feel confirmation that this is my word of the week. My word of the week is grace. I am just going to give myself more grace. I'm going to give others around me more grace when I feel like, they're not handling things the way I would handle things, or whenever I feel whatever the case. I'm just going to put some grace in the situation and take a minute, gather myself, and know that it's going to be all right. So I'm going with grace. What's your word?
My word of the week is to chill because I am in my head. I've had a interesting few days, and I did journal about it, but for this upcoming week, even for the rest of the night, just to chill, just stuff be, chill out. So, what is your affirmation of the week, beloved?
My affirmation for my okay. My affirmation for this week is going to be I am moving towards discovering my purpose and my truth. And like I said, grace wasn't my word, but now that I even put grace in, I think it's really going to help me with my affirmation, just trusting that I'm on the right path to getting where I need to be. And, I'm not going to get there overnight, but it's okay. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm not going to have it all together. I'm going to give myself the grace and the space, and I'm going to figure it out.
Yes, ma'am, you will. So my affirmation of the week is accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Yeah, I need to keep repeating that. Yes. Yeah, I need to keep repeating that. And like you said, it's similar to what you're saying. Like everything gonna work out in my favor eventually. Yes. I just need to chill. Yes. Chill out and not try to control stuff because I can't.
No, can't.
I can only control my attitude while I learn these lessons. That's all I can do.
Oh, y'all. We done I feel very low energy now. I gave you guys all that I had.
I feel like I want to burst into tears now.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like when we end this, I'm probably gonna be like,
it was like a release. It's a release.
It was, and I mean,
it's like what we just did felt like how I feel after a therapy session. Like I want to cry now.
Yeah. And I just want to say real quick because I know my family they do watch these podcasts. I just want you guys to know, like, now I'm in a better place where it's not your fault. I don't want anybody who's gonna watch this and think like, oh, what did we? You did it. Everything happened truly the way that it needed to happen. I don't know why it all happened the way it happened, but everything happened the way it needed to be happened. You guys should be proud to know that even though I went through what I went through and it was devastating to me then, like, look at me now. Like, I'm fine. I'm okay. You know, I got some issues. I'm not perfect, but I'm okay. I don't want you guys to hear this episode and let this cause any trauma in you. There is no trauma. Like, God is really healing the trauma in me. So y'all are good. Don't worry about
it. Yes, family. I hope y'all heard that. Thank you for sharing again, because I know that's pretty heavy. Oh, child. So we need to go debrief.
Yes.
And we'll catch y'all on the flip side because it was a very interesting episode tonight. But we hope y'all are doing well out there.
Yes.
And we'll catch y'all on our next
episode. Come back. Bye.
Peace out.